It comes to all of your guys' attention that you know I absolutely love the Sonic series. And one thing I love about the games is its colorful cast of characters. Yeah, I hear ya. Some of you guys don't like them, and some of you out there probably do. So since I love the Sonic characters so much, I have decided to do a list of not a top 10, but a top 15 of my favorite characters from the series. Anyways, rule time. 1. No counterpart characters from the storybook series. So sorry Alibaba and Sir Percival. 2. No characters from the TV shows, Archie comics, and the movies. I'm only doing the games. So sorry Professor Thorndyke, Rotor, and Tom. 3. It is all just my opinion. Getting off script for a moment, this list took about like a nearly 4,700 words to do. The entire script. So, it might take over 30 minutes, so grab a soda and probably some popcorn, or better yet, grab some candy, assuming you, or grab some soda, because I want you guys to get comfy, because this is the top 15, as you guys know. So, I just want you guys to respect my opinions, and these are my favorite Sonic characters. Not the best. And before that said, let's get started! It comes to my attention that Sonic Riders is one of my favorite skateboarding/racing games of all time. And newly anticipated games need new villains. Here we have the Babylon Road, a pack of legendary thieves that are from the ancient Babylonians. The big three, Jet, Wave, and Storm didn't disappoint me, and they make amazing rivals for Team Sonic. Jet was an amazing yet sometimes an egotistical maniac like Sonic can be, but I really like him. Storm was annoying as all heck, but he actually makes me laugh sometimes. But I am giving this spot to Wave due to, well, she's actually the most likable out of the road. Wave is a swallow who is 18 years old, and apparently, her biggest rival is Tails. She is a technical engineer and relic expert, which is actually quite awesome. But because she is the most responsible out of the three, Wave always stays on the task at hand whenever Jet and Storm have some other business to take care of. My main gripe with her though, is that her bossy attitude comes off as annoying sometimes. One last thing to say, I actually like Wave's design. The skin color being purple and the fire textures on her pants are amazing, and her headgear and shoes are amazing. Overall, Wave is my favorite character out of the Babylon Road, so as much as I would love to recommend Riders, I can. Almost every franchise has got to have at least a main villain. Mario has Bowser, Crash has Cortex, Spyro has Ripto, Zelda has Ganondorf. So who does Sonic have? A mad scientist with an IQ of 300. Yeah, I'm putting Eggman at the lower spot of the list because not many things have interested me about him. I hated his voice in Adventure. In Shadow the Hedgehog, Eggman lied to Shadow telling him that he did not make Shadow, and I fell for that. Oh, don't believe me? This is a piece of dialogue from the actual game itself when fighting Devil Doom.
Shadow, can you hear me? This might be the last chance I have to speak to you, so what I said about having created you, it was all a lie. Everyone thought you died during that horrible incident, but I rescued you with one of my robots. You'd lost your memory, that's all. You really are the ultimate life form my grandfather created.
And the worst of them all, his bosses are incredibly easy. Even some designs are absolutely terrible. One Spike, a clawed beetle, a slot machine, are you kidding me? How can a slot machine be so menacing? Oh Rider. Okay, I'll just shut up. Yeah, I really like the bosses Eggman has up his sleeve. Yes, even the beetle and the slot machine. Eggman also wants to rule the world and create his own amusement park, which he almost did succeed in Unleashed. Hates this level. Eggman has built so many robots, and some of his best creations by far are the Egg Dragoon, Omega, Metal Sonic, and the E-Series robots. Eggman is pretty safe about his mustache, even though it might be fake. As like your typical bad guy, he wants to kill Sonic and rule the world to build his own amusement park. Yeah, that's his main goal. The games where he almost succeeds are Adventure, Adventure 2, Rush, Unleashed, Colors, Generations, Mania, and came so darn close in Forces. But sometimes, whenever one person backstabs him and finds a person that wants to either destroy or restart a planet, he joins Sonic in the game because otherwise, there'd be no Eggman land to make. Yeah, in Adventure 2, it clearly stated that Eggman was going to help Shadow destroy the planet, but no one really knows why or how. Because Eggman's goal is to kill Sonic and rule the planet. If he destroys the planet, there will be no planet to rule, and all inhabitants Eggman would have enslaved have died. Yeah, while Eggman can be seen as an idiot, he is very smart and one of my favorite villains in the Sonic series. And thank God I didn't put him on my most hated Sonic characters list. What? There were problems I had with him. Wow, that last segment took me a page to do, so let's move on. Usually, a prince has his princess. Mario is Peach, Crash is Tawna, Snake is Meryl, and Sonic is not too keen on Amy. So why do I like this character? Yeah, Amy Rose is one of the Sonic characters that is either divided into categories by the Sonic fanbase. A happy and cheery young girl who is actually pretty much funny, and an annoying 12-year-old who wants Sonic and nobody wants them to be together. Okay, yes, I'm going to say it. I am not a Masone Amy train. In Sonic Boom, it works because Amy and Sonic actually hide their feelings towards each other, and some of their conversations are actually pretty good. In everything else, however, yeah. Since Sonic is more on the independent side, he actually doesn't want to be with at least one girl. Okay, yeah, I mean sure, but that was leaning towards respect. Other than Elise, who Sonic and Elise now do not know each other, Sonic doesn't want to be with any girl. With Amy, whenever I hear Amy talk about Sonic, it comes as cringeworthy, annoying, and might give me headaches. But I honestly like Amy. Her first appearance was in Sonic CD, where the first time you meet her is at the beginning of Collision Chaos Zone Act 1, where she falls for Sonic and Metal Sonic kidnaps her. That is Amy's first ever scene! At the beginning of the adventure, it is shown here that Amy lives in Station Square, and it shows that Amy is like a normal girl. Seriously, look! She just went shopping! But don't let her design fool you. She is incredibly strong with that Pika hammer and can turn invisible. Okay, SBO I get because he's a ninja, but Amy has never been able to do that. And that's her main ability. It's Sonic 06! But still, whether you like her or hate her, Amy is such a delightful character. Ever since Sonic CD, Metal has been one of the best carbon copies and rivals in all of video game history. You see, Metal Sonic has been created to beat every single aspect of Sonic. Every single aspect. Even Sonic's speed can be outmatched at times. Metal Sonic is conniving, scheming, and overall amazing. Metal Sonic's main purpose to be created is to eliminate Sonic and prove that he is the best and ultimate Sonic. Heck, for crying out loud, Metal was the main villain in Sonic Heroes, for crying out loud. But still, even though Eggman has built Metal to destroy Sonic, his programming also caused him to betray Eggman and seek to destroy the world. But still, if Metal is on Eggman's side or not, you better pick a fight, cause Metal is not holding back. So, try to reach inside of us, try to drain our energy, let us show you just what we're made of now.
Made of.
Controversy, I have returned. To many people, Infinite was absolutely disappointing, but when I see him, I see a really good villain seeing others rule the world and seeking vengeance for his squad. You see, Infinite was the captain of the Jackal Squad, a squad of mercenaries Eggman hired because Shadow invaded Eggman's base in the Mystic Jungle. After getting beaten by Shadow in one fell swoop, no seriously, it took Shadow just 5 seconds to defeat Infinite. Infinite gets angry because Shadow was calling him weak. That is how Infinite obtained both his mask and the Phantom Ruby. Infinite can create an infinite number of fake replicas. Oh, I can see why he's called Infinite. Joking aside, he can create an unlimited number of replicas of other Sonic characters like Shadow, Metal, Zavok, and Chaos. He and his squad of villains managed to defeat Sonic so easily while Tails just sat back there and watched. The next time we see Infinite is at the Mystic Jungle fighting Silver, and Sonic jumps in to save Silver. You see, in the main story, Infinite is described as a robot, but if you bought episode Shadow or didn't but already know this, then you know that Infinite was just an actual jackal who wears a creepy mask with a voice modulator. Infinite was actually portrayed as being the strongest Sonic villain, even outmatching Lyric and Methalus. Infinite's boss fights are actually pretty good if they didn't have to be so easy. And his theme song? Do I even have to say anything? It is now my second favorite song in Forces. I don't need an explanation. Infinite, I think, is actually a decent villain, but I wish he got some praise. You know, nearly everyone must have that character they hate to love. You know, a character that you are ashamed of yourself for liking but still like them anyways. This is one of them. Bejeweled Thief and Femme Fatale, it's Rouge the Bat. Yeah, it's hard to be a modern Sonic fan and not know who Rouge is, cause I mean, wow. Rouge the Bat is described as one of the most controversial Sonic characters and is pretty much to most people their crush when it comes to Sonic females. Now look, I'm not all match trained at all, but I will say that Rouge is one awesome character. Rouge is not only a jewel thief, but also a gun agent, a spy, a double-crosser, and did I mention Femme Fatale? Yeah, Rouge is the biggest flirt master in the Sonic series. In fact, I would have to say she is a better femme fatale than Melina from Mortal Kombat. Her design is also worth mentioning. I actually like the design for Rouge, a bat with an actual human body. So yeah, Rouge is honestly one of my favorite females in the Sonic series. So now let's move on. Well, here we come. Another mad genius on this listen. He is the best. The one and only twin-tailed genius 8-year-old fox Tails. Along with Eggman, Amy, and Rouge, Tails is another character that gets love and hate. Now look, I can see why people don't like Tails. Yes, his earlier voices in the 3D Sonic games, and yes, he has annoying aspects about him, but I praise this guy for a lot of things. First off, as you know, Tails is Sonic's right-hand man and #1 fan. Tails is always there for Sonic whenever he needs him, whether it's going across the Sky Chase to get to the Wing Fortress, or any of those tornado levels. Yeah, and yes, Tails is also a pilot. Tails is a lot of things. He's an inventor, a genius, a sidekick, a #1 fan to our favorite blue hedgehog, a pilot, and a caring young fox who is actually easy to make friends with. Tails' backstory is actually pretty sad. He was an orphan born in the jungle, always getting bullied by the other animals in the jungle. But that's when he met Sonic. Tails saw what Sonic can do, and that alone put Tails in quite a surprise. Since Tails was so idolized by him, he decided to follow Sonic, and they became best friends for so many years. Whenever Sonic's not around, Tails steps up saving the day, proving to us that Tails was never a worthless character. And that is shown well in Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. At the end of Tails' story in Adventure 1, Eggman fired a nuclear missile at Station Square, but once it hit, the missile didn't explode. And since Sonic or any of his friends weren't around to help, Tails went to Eggman alone. He needed to beat Eggman to the missile because Eggman would reactivate the missile. And at the end, before the ending of the Hero and Dark stories in Adventure 2, with Sonic supposedly gone, Tails steps in to finish what Sonic had started off. Tails is more than just #2. He is a genius, a friendly guy, and an amazing character in the franchise. Even though most of Eggman's machines can be commercial flops, some of Eggman's robots can be successes. The E-Series was one of them. Now you may be thinking I would put Omega on this list, but to be honest, I don't like Omega. I love his design, but I don't like that he talks about himself and not including other people. I'm talking about E102, or more importantly named E102 Gamma. In Sonic Adventure, Gamma was the second robot in the E-Series built by Dr. Eggman, obviously. His first mission was capturing Froggy, and his second mission was snatching the bird off of Amy, who was captured by Zero. That being said, Gamma frees Amy, and wow, is Gamma feeling depressed? His third assignment was to head to the hangar to destroy the intruders that are Sonic and Tails. Amy obviously stops and she asks Gamma to turn traitor on Eggman and join the heroes. So then, Gamma deletes Eggman as master and sets himself a mission. And this is where things get depressing. Gamma's friends are roaming free, and in order to save his friends, aka the Flickies, inside the other E-Series robots, he has to travel to 5 different locations and destroy the robots to save the animals. And after the fight, Beta shoots Gamma, and once Gamma realizes he has been built with a Flicky as well, he Gamma commits robotic suicide. Gamma shows us that robots can have emotions and a heart. That is why Gamma is my favorite robot in the Sonic series. I just wonder how Amy would have felt about it. Well, in Sonic X,
You've done so much for Lily and me. Oh, Mr. Robot, I'll never forget you.
I'm sure you guys are well aware of that. I absolutely love the villains in the Sonic series. Conniving, menacing, and yeah, unlikable. But what happens if you're half of an eternal sun god and a shadow of Shadow the Hedgehog? Oh yeah, it is weird how disturbing Mephiles is with his soul-piercing eyes that pretty much never blink, having no mouth, wrinkled gray gloves, and a gosh darn manipulator, being my favorite villain in the Sonic series. Mephiles was introduced in Sonic 06 along with Silver and Princess Elise. And while some of the characters' script writing is kind of dumb and moronic, Mephiles' script writing is interesting. He says some pretty disturbing stuff throughout the game, and that alone could make him the freakiest Sonic character. Mephiles was a part of the Solaris project 10 years ago in Soliana. However, the project failed in the original Mephiles, which is this black ink shadow stuff, and Escape with Mephiles, the other half of it. Yeah, Mephiles is a god. However, Shadow seals Mephiles away in the Sector of Darkness until re-released again. Mephiles meets Silver and Blaze, and he tells them that in order to save the future, they need to destroy the being that has reawoken Iblis, known as the Iblis Trigger. Silver was manipulated into believing that the Iblis Trigger was Sonic, while Blaze was kinda curious. But Mephiles' true intentions of reawakening Iblis was killing Sonic so that Elise would cry, because Elise is actually Iblis' vessel. She was not allowed to cry because otherwise her tears would call forth upon Iblis. Oh yeah, and Mephiles is able to clone himself. While Mephiles is a messed up character, I still consider him the best Sonic villain. Sonic characters get a ton of hate from the fanbase, like Big the Cat, Black Doom, and Amy Rose. But one character I never understood the hatred for is Silver the Hedgehog. I don't care what you guys say, I freaking love Silver. He's a psychokinetic hedgehog from an apocalyptic future 200 years from Sonic's era. Along with Mephiles, Silver was introduced in Sonic 06, and in all honesty, I hated him in Sonic 06. Not because of a boss fight, because I never played 06. It's because of his whiny, pitched up voice and his god annoying. He has that same third-person perspective as Omega, and it's, well, annoying. But that's actually my only nitpick. Everything else about him is amazing. Silver is a white hedgehog with a big, spiky head and hazel eyes. As stated in Sonic Forces, he is an optimist and a realist. And his boss fight in Generations is my all-time favorite boss fight in this game. Silver's voice actor is Quinton Flynn, the same person that voiced Raiden in the Metal Gear series, so of course I'm gonna like him. So overall, even though I hated Silver in Sonic 06, I loved him overall in the rest of the games he has appeared in. Also, his theme song. Awesome!
But then you still control the past. Only you know if you'll be together tonight. 'Cause every night I will save your life, and every night I will be with you. 'Cause every night I still lay awake in a dream of an absolution.
Oh man, here comes the hate train. Yeah, you saw correctly. I only have the blue blur / the fastest thing alive, so Sonic of Hedgehog, only on the number 5 spot. Now listen, I don't hate Sonic. As you can tell, I love this character. I just feel like the other 4 are more impressive Sonic characters to me. Now then, let me tell you the negatives of this character. First off, Sonic is way too overpraised, just like Charizard in Pokemon, except Sonic ends up at the top spot on everybody's list. And second, I feel like the voice transition from Jason Griffith to Roger Craig Smith was the worst transition for a video game character. Don't get me wrong, I love Roger Craig Smith's voice for Sonic. The first game he voiced Sonic was in Free Riders. The second game, Sonic Colors, though, it's only funny when Sonic insults one of Eggman's robots. I can say the same for Dante from Devil May Cry 4, where all he did was crack jokes and not being serious. But he was actually stylizing comic relief humor with awesome scenes. Sonic, however, kinda has that, just missing the awesome scenes vibe. At this point, I honestly don't care what about the haters say, because I love this guy. He's cool, hilarious, fast, and absolutely entertaining. He has made so many friends and enemies, saved the planet countless times, and wrecked Eggman's plans numerous times. Now we need to figure out where Sonic keeps all of his gold rings. Now we are done with Sonic, you know the wisecracking joke hedgehog? But unlike Sonic, this character doesn't chuckle and rather flexes muscles. Oh darn it! Well, here he comes, rougher than the rest of them. He is the best of them, tougher than lover. Because we have Knuckles the Echidna, guardian of the Master Emerald. In all seriousness though, Knuckles is such a cool guy in the Sonic series. He is one of the survivors of the ancient echidnas that were long gone 4,000 years ago. So then, Knuckles was in charge of protecting the Master Emerald from terrors like Rouge or Eggman. Knuckles is also a gullible dude, meaning that he gets tricked so easily. Huh. Kinda like Silver from 06. His design is something worth mentioning as well. He is a red echidna with dreadlock-like spikes. He has an actual fang, purple eyes, and the shade of red on him is amazing. Knuckles probably has my favorite character design in all of Sonic. The first time you see Knuckles was in the first scene of Sonic 3, when Knuckles punches the Chaos Emeralds out of Super Sonic. Yeah, no kidding. Knuckles was so likable that he had his own game called Knuckles Chaotix on the 32X. Yeah, this game is probably the most underrated game in the Sonic series because nobody remembers it, and Metacritic didn't even review it. Knuckles can also glide, dig, and so much more. He may be a gullible echidna, but he is one of the best treasure hunters in gaming history. My first character-related countdown I did on this channel was top 5 pirates in video games. One of my planned countdowns was top 5 ninjas in video games. Seriously, ninjas are awesome, and speaking of ninjas, Colin the Chameleon. SBO is amazing. He was honest to God my favorite Sonic character when I was around 9 years old. For one, he's a freaking ninja, what's not to love? One of the reasons why I love SBO is his design. He's a purple ninja with a yellow horn and tiny black spikes on his back. He was introduced in Knuckles Chaotix along with Vector and Charmy, and earned a spot in the roster of Sonic the Fighters during the 1990s. However, it seems that after Sonic the Fighters, we never saw SBO again until 2004, when Sega brought SBO and the Chaotix back in Sonic Heroes, revamping their designs, turning from V's to V's. Actually, speaking of Sonic Heroes, this game shows SBO's truest potential as a ninja. He runs really fast, he can turn invisible, and he can throw shurikens that are bigger than him. And some of SBO's shurikens actually have the decency of exploding like a ticking time bomb. Complain all you guys want, I love Mad Matrix and Shadow the Hedgehog. I didn't mind his mission in the game, but why is it that he only appeared in 3 scenes in the game, not counting the intro? So that's my only complaint. SBO used to be my favorite Sonic character when 2 more Sonic characters surpassed him. I'd be surprised if this character didn't make the top 3. Everybody, all hail Shadow! I'm facing it. I love Shadow just as much as everybody else does. I mean, really, how can I hate this guy? He's edgy, he's tragic, and he's, well, cool. 50 years ago, Shadow was created as the ultimate life form in the name of Project Shadow aboard the space colony Ark. However, the United Federation feared the project, so they went up to the Ark and killed every researcher, locked Professor Gerald up for his execution, and killed Maria, Shadow's only trusted friend. In Sonic Adventures 2, Shadow is clearly stated as nothing more than a living biological weapon and a villain, because Shadow thought Maria's promise to him was avenging her by taking revenge on a human that raided the colony. But what he didn't realize was that Maria's promise to him was to make the people on the Earth happy, because she was born on the Ark and never went to Earth, because she was ill from birth, having a disease, so she now understands until the last story and makes the ultimate sacrifice. He returned in Sonic Heroes, but of course now has amnesia, so his goal in the game was figuring out what happened to his memory. And because he never achieves it in Heroes, he had his own game which is pretty much still trying to achieve his goal that he wanted to figure out in Heroes. Who he is and why he cannot remember anything. Of course, Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, is my second favorite Sonic game and my favorite game on the original Xbox. Yes, I said that. He has a really awesome design as well. He's a black hedgehog with crimson red streaks on him. He has hover boots, managing to try to outrival Sonic and... Wait. How did I not mention his rivalry with Sonic yet? In Sonic Adventures 2, Shadow framed Sonic for stealing the Chaos Emerald, and he did get away, but Shadow actually put Sonic in prison. The Sonic vs. Shadow boss at the end of both stories was amazing and legendary in the Sonic series. And even to this day, Shadow still has a grudge with Sonic, seeing who is the fastest. But still, let's face it, 06's Shadow was tons more better than Rise of Lyric's Shadow. But who is my favorite Sonic character? I can't believe it has been over 30 minutes, and I'm sorry if I wasted your time, but we are at number 1, and wow. Now that we are at over 4,280 words, we can end this video off once and for all saying that my favorite character from the Sonic series is also my favorite video game character of all time.
Too bland, too strong, too bland, too strong, too bland, too strong, too strong, too strong, too bland, too strong, too bland, too strong, too bland, too strong, too strong, too strong.
Blaze the Cat is the most absolutely incredible character I have ever seen in not just Sonic but in all of gaming. Considering I do find some females incredibly annoying in the Sonic series, Blaze the Cat is one example of a girl in gaming done right. What things makes Blaze my favorite character? First, Blaze is a princess from another dimension and she is the keeper of the Soul Emeralds, alternate dimension version of Chaos Emeralds. Second, she is voiced by Laura Bailey, a woman that has voiced tons of characters in video games, and I think Laura fits the perfect role for Blaze. That voice is so fitting and actually goes well with Blaze's character. Third, she is a pyrokinetic because Blaze was born with pyrokinesis. Fourth, she is pretty much the alternate dimension version of Sonic. Independent, speedy, protectors of emeralds, and Sonic relies on speed while Blaze relies on fire. Fifth, Blaze has a super form. It's not called Super Blaze, it's a much better name called Burning Blaze. Instead of yellow, she's pink. She was introduced in Sonic Rush as a princess from another dimension, but in Sonic 06, she refers to herself as a survivor from the future Silver is in. But thank heavens that 06 pretty much wasn't canon. But that still doesn't explain why Crisis City is in 06. Speaking of 06, I have to talk about the ending of Silver's story. In order to save the future, Silver decides to use himself as Iblis's vessel. Of course, since Silver isn't royalty, Iblis doesn't accept him. However, Blaze takes over and things get sad. In order to stop the madness, Blaze needs to seal herself and Iblis into another dimension. However, Silver couldn't let that happen to her because Blaze was pretty much Silver's best friend. This is honestly the first time I've ever seen Blaze put her life on the line to save someone else's. Technically, she was saving the future, but you get what I mean. Her sacrifice and everything about her makes Blaze the Cat my favorite Sonic character and favorite video game character of all time. I'm User1Campbell, and thank you guys for watching.